Good evening. Namaste. Viewers and dear students, you are welcome to Genius Lakshya, which is a unique platform for all the competitive examinations of our country, is general and UPSC, State Public Service Commission, and NCDS in particular. And I have been coming to you with many current affair topics as well as the static topics. And today we will have a discussion on one of the most important topics from Indian polity. Today we will discuss Comptroller and Auditor General of India. I am repeating. Today's topic is on Comptroller and Auditor General of India. In short, CAG. We will discuss the function of Comptroller and Auditor General of India. We will discuss the appointment process of the CAG or Comptroller or Auditor General of India. Also, we will discuss salaries, functions and responsibilities, retirement age of the Comptroller and Auditor General of India. It is very important topic to know, to discuss, to understand, because you will get many questions on this topic in many examination. So let's start. Let us check the technicality first, whether I am visible and audible. Then we will start. CAG of India, Comptroller and Auditor General of India. Very important figure of our country as far as the audits of central government and state governments are concerned. Okay, so let's start. Fine. So now, first of all, you appear the test. Test is the best. So again, there is a test for you. The Comptroller and Auditor General of India is the head of the Indian Audit and Accounts Department. Then the Comptroller and Auditor General is the guardian of public money and he controls entire financial system of country. Next question is, Mahatma Gandhi said that The Controller and Auditor General CAG shall be the most important officer under the Constitution of India. True, false, whether this is a right statement or wrong statement, then the Comptroller and Auditor General is appointed by the Parliament of India. Then the CAG, the short form of Comptroller and Auditor General of India. He holds office for a period of 5 years or up to the age of 60. Whichever is earlier. The CAG can resign from his office anytime by addressing the resignation letter to the governor. The cake can also be removed by the President of India under the same ground and in the same manner as the judge of the Supreme Court is removed. The cake submits 5 audit reports to the President of India. So these are some statements based on your present understanding, your knowledge, your awareness. You should give the answer. But yes, you will get the answer in the presentation itself. So let's start the presentation. The Constitution of India, Article 148, provides for an independent office of Comptroller and Auditor General of India. And the CAG is head of all accounts department of India. The CAG is the guardian of public purse or public money, and he controls the entire financial system of our country in two levels. One is the central level and second is in all the states level. So the points to be remembered, points to be noted are the CAG, this is an independent office. CAG is head of Audit and Accounts Department of India. He is considered to be the protector or the guardian of public money or public purse. The CAG controls the entire financial system. He controls the financial system in two levels. One is central level, second one is the state level. The CAG's duty is to uphold the Constitution of India and laws of the Parliament in the field of financial administration. So he plays a very, very significant role in the administration of the financial matter. This is the reason the constitutional father Dr. B.R. Ambedkar has said that the CAG shall be the most important officer under the Constitution of India. He is one of the bulkiest, means prominent in our democratic setup, in our government process. So fundamentally, he is the head of financial administration of our country. He plays a significant role according to the constitutional father of our country. His role is very, very crucial in our democratic process. The other being the Supreme Court, very, very important. We have already discussed. The Election Commission of India, the Union Public Service Commission. So we discussed the role and the significance of this office. Now we will discuss the appointment. and the term of the cake. The cake is appointed by the President of India by a warrant under his hand and seal. So he is appointed by the President of India. Before he takes over his office, he is made subscribes before the President an oath and affirmation. So the Comptroller and Auditor General is appointed by the President of India. And before he joins his office, he makes and he subscribes an oath or affirmation. The oath, as we have discussed many times, are generally same. It's like to bear the truth, faith of allegiance of Constitution of India, to uphold the sovereignty and integrity of India, to duly and faithfully, to the best of his ability, his knowledge, his judgment, performs duties of his without fear, without favor, without affection, or without any will, and to uphold the Constitution of India and law of India. Now let's see the duration of the retirement of cake. So the cake holds office for a period of 6 years. Or he holds office up to the age of 65 years. Whichever is earlier, if 6 years is earlier or 65 years is earlier, whichever is earlier, he will be retired from his office. He can resign from his office by addressing the resignation letter to the President of India. Third one is he can be removed from his office by the President of India, and the removal process is same, the ground is same, the manner is same as a judge of the Supreme Court. So either 6 year or 65 year, whichever is earlier, he will be retired. Then he can resign. He submits the resignation letter to the President of India. Then he can be removed by the President of India. And the removal process is same as the judge of the Supreme Court. Now let's see The independence of this office. The Constitution of India has made so many provisions to protect, to make this office independent. Let's see one by one. The cake is provided with the security of tenure, means either 6 year or 65 year. Whichever is earlier, this is the security he gets. He can be removed, no question about it, but due procedure mentioned in the parliament, mentioned in the constitution should be followed. Again, the cake does not hold office until the pleasure of the president, though he is appointed by him. He is not eligible for further office either under the government of India or under any state after he ceases to hold his office. His salary and other service conditions are determined by the parliament. The important points are he is appointed by the president. Once he is in the position and after his retirement, he is not eligible for further office. He cannot be either in or under the government of India or under the government of any state once he completes either 6 year or 65 years of his job. His salary and other services conditions are also decided by the Parliament of India. The cake salary is equal to the judge of the Supreme Court. Neither his salary nor his rights in the respect of leave or absence, pension or age retirement can be altered to his disadvantage after his appointment. Once he is appointed, he will get all the benefits. It cannot be changed. It cannot be altered. And his service condition of parent serving the Indian Audit and Accounts Department and the administration power of the cake prescribed by the President after consultation of the cake. The administrative expense of the office, including his salary, including his allowances, his pensions of the person serving that office charged upon Consolidated Fund of India. And they are not subject to the vote of Parliament. No any other minister can represent cake in Parliament. Means the expenditure of this office the salaries of cake, the allowances of cake, the pensions of cake, all expense, salaries, pension, allowances, all expenses are charged upon the Consolidated Fund of India. Again, it is not subject to vote in the parliament. No ministers of parliament can represent Keg in parliament, either in Lok Sabha or in Rajya Sabha. No minister can be called upon to take any responsibility for any action done by him. So, this is the provision to keep this office independent and powerful. Now, let's see the duties and powers of the Comptroller and Auditor General of India. The Constitution of India, Article 349, has empowered, has authorized the Parliament to prescribe the duties, powers of the CAG in relation to accounts of the Union and the states and of any other authority or body. Fundamentally, he does the auditing of central government and the state governments. So various audits are done by the Comptroller and Auditor General of India. He audits accounts related to expenditure of the Consolidated Fund of India. He also does the audit of the Consolidated Fund of all the states in India. And he does the audit of the Consolidated Fund of all the Union territories. Union territories having legislative assembly. As we know that all union territories do not have legislative assemblies. Union territories like Delhi, Puducherry have legislative assemblies. So, three consolidated fund, central level, state level and union territory level are audited by the Comptroller and Auditor General of India. He also audits expenditure from Contingency Fund of India, the public accounts. These are different type of accounts, as well as Contingency Fund of each state and public accounts of each state. So after Consolidated Fund, there is Contingency Fund. Contingency Fund of central government, Contingency Fund of state government, and all the public accounts are audited by the Comptroller and Auditor General of India. He also audits trading, manufacturing, profit and loss accounts of the country, balance sheets, other subsidiary accounts kept by any department or the central government or the state government. He also audits receipts and expenditure of the center and each state to satisfy himself that the rules and the procedures in that behalf are designated to secure an effective check on the assessment, on the collection, and the proper allocation of revenue. It means the fund received by the central government and the fund, the money spent of central government as well as state governments are audited by the Comptroller and Auditor General of India. He audits receipts, he audits expenditure of all bodies, authorities substantially financed from the central government and the state government. He also does audit of government companies, other corporations, bodies when so required by related laws. He audits transactions of central government, state government related to debt, related to sinking fund, related to deposit, relating to advance, suspense accounts, remittance. So all these are audited by the Comptroller and Auditor General of India. He also audits the receipts of stock account and others with the approval of the President of India when required by the President. Also, the KEG audits accounts of other authority when requested by the President or Governor. For example, audit of local bodies. This audit is done after the suggestion of advice of either the President or the Governor. The KEG advises the President with regard to prescription of form on which the accounts of the center and the state shall be kept according to Article 150. And he submits audit report relating to the accounts of center and to the President, who shall in turn place them before both the houses of the Parliament. He also submits the audit report relating to the accounts of state government to the Governor, who shall in turn place them before the state legislature. Means the report is submitted to the President and the President places the report before the Parliament in central government. Sorry. Similarly, the accounts report is submitted to the Governor and Governor places the report before the state legislature. The KEG ascertains, certifies net proceeds of any tax or duty and his certificate is final. What is net proceed? Net proceed means the proceeds of a tax or a duty minus cost of collection. He acts as a guide, he acts as a friend, he acts as a philosopher of the Public Accounts Committee of the Parliament. The CAG compiles, maintains the accounts of a state government. But in 1976, the CAG was relieved from this responsibility with regard to compilation of maintenance of the accounts of central government due to separation of accounts from the audit. He submits 3 audit reports to the President of India. The reports are like audit report on appropriation of accounts, audit report of finance accounts, audit report of on public undertakings. So these 3 reports are submitted to the President by CAG. And these 3 reports are placed before the Parliament by the President. The appropriation of accounts compare the actual expenditure with the expenditure sanctioned by the Parliament through Appropriation Act, while the finance accounts show the annual receipt and disbursement of the Union government. It means this report says how much fund was sanctioned by the Parliament and how much fund was actually spent. Thank you very much. This is the end of the presentation. If you have any doubts and query, you can ask me. We'll solve your doubts. Contingency fund is a fund where all the expenditure of the government is done. Okay. So let's start. The Comptroller and Auditor General of India is the head of India Audit Accounts Department. Absolutely correct. He is the head. The Comptroller and Auditor General is the guardian of the public purse. Yes, he is the guardian of the public purse and controls the entire financial system of the country. True. Mahatma Gandhi said that K shall be the most important officer under the constitution. No way. Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, not Mahatma Gandhi. So this is false. Cake is appointed by the Parliament of India. No. He is appointed by the President of India. The king hold office for a period of 5 years or up to 60. No, not 5, it is 6, not it is 60, but it is 65. So false one. The king can resign anytime from his office by addressing the resignation letter to the governor. No, he does not address the resignation letter to the governor, but yes, he addresses to the President of India. He can also be removed by a president on the same ground in the same manner as the judge of the Supreme Court. Right. The cake submits 5 audit report to the president. No. 3. So these are the answers of the question. So share your mark. Before 7 marks, after presentation 8 mark. Devang, very well. Well done. Next, Sujal, before presentation 7 mark, after presentation 8 mark. Absolutely fantastic. Well done. Right? So you are doing well. Excellent. Keep it up. These are the most important topics for any kind of examination in general and UPSC in particular. Before the presentation, Chintan had 6 mark. After presentation, 8 mark. Well done. So, all the best for your career. Keep it up. Keep the momentum up always. This practice will make you a super class 1 officer in our country. All the best. Take care. Bye bye. Jai Hind. Jai Bharat. See you soon.